Hi there. It's a bit wet and cold outside today, so I thought I'd do something a little bit different with the video today. And I would like to cover what to do if you're in the unfortunate position of having a surplus of funeral flowers that you just don't know what to do with. Funeral flowers or any event really, but it's just saving something to create a memory in the longer term. So if you're interested in that, then this video could be for you. Hi, I'm Nicola and I am a sustainable cut flower grower in Shropshire in the UK. I'm small scale, only home based, so I don't produce many flowers, and most of those flowers are for me. And I took the decision towards the end of last year, beginning of this, that I was going to focus a little bit more on drying my flowers, because I just couldn't use all of the flowers that I grew. So with that in mind, then unfortunately my dad passed away earlier in the year, and I was in a funny position where the funeral director asked me what I would like to do with the flowers that had been on the coffin. Now, I wasn't really expecting to be asked that, strangely enough. I don't know why, but I wasn't. And so I just thought on the spur of the moment at the funeral, we'll keep them. Because he was being cremated, so they were just going to sit there at the crematorium. No one was really going to be seeing them, so I thought we'd take them. Here's just a quick snapshot of what they look like when we first got them. Now, I've never been in this position before, and I suspect maybe you haven't as well. Maybe, and I hope you haven't. But it's good to know that you don't have to let those flowers remain at the crematorium. So you can do something with them, whatever that may be. After this event, I discovered a group called Farewell Flowers. I follow them on Instagram actually, and I wish I'd found them first. They have a directory of florists who do produce sustainable flowers for funerals. That's probably not all they do, but they do them for funerals, and they can produce something significant, unique to the occasion for the person that they are supposed to be celebrating. So I'll put a link to the directory of florists below. But I didn't know that at the time, so I was left with the flowers that we had. So eventually I got them home. Some of them weren't in the best condition by that point because it was several days later. And obviously, as I made the decision at the beginning of the year to dry some flowers, I had set up my garage so that I was better able to dry them. Some might say that was fortuitous, I don't know, but that was my immediate thought, was that I would dry them and then do something afterwards. Wasn't sure how well they would dry. They're not the flowers that I am used to, so I just tried to dry everything that was there. So all of the foliage, all of the flowers, and just see how it went. Let me show you my drying area, and I can go through a little bit about how I did it. So here's my drying space. Let's put some lights on. So it's just a usual garage with the usual rubbish that gets crewed in here, and a little corner has been taken out to dry my flowers. So I have a clothes horse, which dries the singular bigger flowers, and then I have racks in the ceiling which have just been put a bit of chicken wire around, and then I just simply bunch together some flowers, tie them with an elastic band, and then put in a spread out paper clip, which then lets me hook into place and hang them. So this is where I dried all of the flowers, and indeed where I'm drying all my flowers now. The bigger flowers, as I'm doing with my dahlias now, I do them individually. So put the paper clip through the stem and dry them accordingly. They just need to hang, be given a bit more space. They don't like to be bunched together. And that's it, really. Simple as that. You don't need to do much. You don't need a lot of space. You just need something where you can put something, even if it's wires, anything that you can hang the bunches up together. Keep them in small bunches, no more than 10, so they can have enough air circulating around them so they don't go mouldy. So that's a quick snapshot of the drying area. As I say, some of those flowers were better than others at drying. There were some massive yellow chrysanthemums, I would think, the size of the head, that just took forever to dry, which is why I'm only now posting a video, even though the funeral was in April and we're now in August. So it took a long time for those to dry. Some would dry a lot quicker. Anyway, these are the results. So this is a large wreath that I did. It's for me, so I could do what I wanted, really. And I love the wildness of the grapevine and curly willow that the sides have on it. So that bit I particularly went a bit wild with. And as you can see, the flowers have dried pretty well. We have some rather stunning yellow chrysanthemums, and they took forever to dry, as we said, but boy, they've kept their colour and they were fantastic. But everything else is pretty much the flowers that you saw in the picture before. And so a few smaller carnations, a few roses. I don't know what a lot of the greenery was, to be perfectly honest, but it all has dried pretty well and kept its colour. So I personally love that, and will be keeping that on my wall to remember my dad. I also made this smaller wreath. Actually, I made 3 of them, all slightly different, trying to keep them similar to each other, and they were all going to his granddaughters. 2 of them have already got theirs, and this is the final one left to deliver. So if you can see, it's quite a bit smaller than the big wreath, but equally has a good variety of the flowers that were in the original funeral wreath. And not quite as crazy with the corkscrew willow, although this does seem to be jutting out a bit. So a few bits, but nothing too wacky. It might not be to their taste, hopefully it is. So that's for the granddaughters. And finally, this was for my mum. I kind of thought she wasn't really into dried flower wreaths, so I just did a traditional vase arrangement, really. She had the remaining of the flowers, and to be honest, quite a lot of the roses, because she loves yellow roses, and these were yellow roses, or creamy ones and yellow ones. It was the yellow ones that didn't survive very well. And as you can see, this is an antirrhinum. I'm not convinced that dried very well. I don't particularly like it. We can rearrange it, take out what she doesn't like when I see her next, and make it the size that she wants it to be that'll fit in. But I wanted to keep enough content so she could do what she wants with it. But nevertheless, and it's still free and easy, it's just tied together, so she can do what she likes with it when I give it to her. So hopefully I've given you some ideas of what you could do with flowers left over from any event. They don't have to just wither and die. They don't have to go in compost. You can do something with them. There are so many options that I see dotted around, so many creative people that I see on Instagram. So you could have them pressed into clay and made into vases or a plaque. You can put them in resin. You could dry the petals and put them into candles or any other DIY crafty thing. In fact, some of the petals my nieces put into resin coasters, so we've got those as well. So there's many things you could do. It's up to you and how confident you feel, but hopefully I've given you a bit of confidence in that it's really easy just to dry the flowers. If you found this video useful, then please give me a thumbs up below and subscribe to my channel. Until hopefully a more sunny day, happy gardening.